Are these not the cutest? But let me tell you, I'm not quite finished yet. Hey, it's Becky from Patchwork Posse, and I thought I would give you an update on my hexagon journey with the AccuQuilt machine. Now, I had big plans for this, of course, but my hand stitching has been a little bit on the slow side. I thought I would pack this up, put it in, put a little kit together, put it in my baggie, take it on a few trips, and work on it while I was chatting with others. But that did not happen. And sometimes that just doesn't happen how we have it planned, and that's totally fine. What I am going to show you is how you can use the AccuQuilt machine to make your templates. Not only your fabric templates, but also your paper ones. Yes, the machine does both. It's quite fabulous. Also, I'm going to have a link in the description so you can go and get more resources. How to sew these together, how to put them on the background, how to remove the paper behind, and maybe a few tips and hints for your English paper piecing. It is not as difficult as you think. It's a lot of fun. It does transport very nicely, as you can put it into a Ziploc baggie and have good intentions, but sometimes those just don't work out. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and then of course give you some inspiration on how you can finish a cute, fun project with them. Eventually, like I should say in the next week or so, I should have these sewn together. I've got most of them finished, and so I just need to sew my rows together and then put it on a background, which actually I believe I've already chosen and everything. So my kit was really quite prepared. But there you go. Also, if you didn't know, you can use your sew tights with English paper piecing. See this orange little dot, and on the back side it has the magnet. This is perfect for holding your needle and keeping your two pieces together when you are sewing that edge by hand. So get your machine out, check out the die. I've got a link in the description, and I hope you enjoy this die as much as I have so far. And I look forward to the projects that you make using this. This is the English Paper Piecing Honeycomb template for AccuQuilt. All right, they've got on the cover the actual size, and guess what? You can either cut paper or your fabric. So you'll notice that the paper, because it's the template, is smaller, and it does feature a hole right in the center, making it easier for you to remove your paper when you are finished. Love this idea. And then we've got our fabric on the other side. Now I measured the templates or the area, and a 6x6 square will cover this area. I'm a little sad it's not a 5x5 because that would have been really nice to just stick a charm pack on here and go, but you have to cut your own pieces. I've got my top plastic for the template, and then I have all of my fabric cut. Each of these pieces will make four of these. Years and years ago, I made this little doll quilt, mini quilt, whatever you want to call it, and it has the elongated hexagons, and it's a lot of fun. This was the original Little House on the Prairie fabrics, which are adorable. And when AccuQuilt came out with this die, I was like, yes, we have to try this again, because I can have all of these pieces cut for me and I don't have to hand cut anything, which is such a lifesaver. Now, the template is not as long as, or the size is not as long as I have the, this. So what I'm going to end up with will be a smaller hexagon elongation than the one that I have already made before. So let's get our fabric cut. Again, the first thing you're going to do is grab your machine. I am using the Go Me. I also have the larger one, but this one actually stores really small and is easy to carry around, and it fits this die perfectly. So I am going to lay out just like 4 pieces of my fabric, making sure that my fabric goes past the tips and to the sides. And again, each of these squares will end up to be 4 pieces. I have not made a count as to how many I've got, so we'll just have to cut a few and see what happens. I'll lay this right on top. If you run into issues with static electricity with this machine, they have an anti-static spray right here, and this works really well. With this small die, I don't think I'm going to need it, but we'll see. We'll see if I end up needing it. I'm going to kind of shove it right in there, and then it will catch, and then you just continue to roll it right through. It is going to cut through that other area, but I don't have anything to cut. I could lay a piece of paper on here so I could cut both of them at the same time. But you have a choice with this, which is a lot of fun, and that's either paper or your fabric. Here we go. So now I've got all of these pieces, and I'm just going to continue that through the rest of my squares that I have cut. Just for funsies, I have 2 pieces of cardstock. I'm going to place it right on top here, and I'll show you what those templates look like after they go through the machine as well. Here we go. All right. That's hilarious. Did you see that button pop right out of there? Okay, here's my extra paper. And now I have 4 from one piece, and it says I can send 2 pieces of paper through the machine, so I did. And now I've got my other 4. These can be reused a few times because of the cardstock paper makes it a little thicker. So now I can use these as my templates. All right, I have a few of these papers and I have my fabric cut. What you're going to do next is place right sides facing opposite of your paper. So your paper actually goes on the wrong side of the fabric. I have the June Taylor fabric glue pen. A glue stick works just fine as well. This is very similar to it. So I am going to use this. Okay. I'm going to roll it up just a little bit. You're going to just glue right along this edge. And you're going to fold the fabric up and over right on top of that paper. This is how I do English paper piecing. I know there's other techniques or methods out there. Would love to hear your tips if you have any. Don't glue all the way around too much. If you just do 2 sides, that works as well. You don't want the glue to dry before you get your fabric right on there. Make sure you tuck those corners down. It is a little fiddly. It is. But you just use your glue sticks. This glue stick is not as accurate as I would like, but it works. As far as this little tail goes, do your best to get that flat. If you need to refold the fabric or the edges or pin it down with some glue, that works too. You're going to be hand stitching these, so you do fiddle with it when you're hand stitching. So if it's sticking out, you can tuck it under with your needle. But that is it. That's all you do, is lay your pieces down and then start folding that fabric right on top of it. We did a whole study or technique exploration inside Patchworkers Plus, and we had 4, I believe either 3 or 4 designers come in and do little workshops on English paper piecing. It was a lot of fun. So I've got a link in the description if you're interested in that. Those, you know, they're still watchable. You can still learn from the videos. So it's a lot of fun if you're interested in doing more with this technique. This is kind of really nice. When I'm done with these, if I need new templates, I can just use the machine and cut my fabric and cut my templates out at the same time. I probably should have stuck more paper in there when I was doing my fabrics. Lesson learned. Load up the whole machine, not just parts of it. But you're just going to work in a circle all the way around the hexagon shape. Now, the Elmer's glue or glue stick, these are temporary, and so you are able to remove this, the fabric, from the cardstock template shape when you're done sewing these together. All right, I've got enough to show you how you can sew these together. Now, in my design, I have them sewn seriously just in a straight line. I'm going to use a neutral thread. I don't want it to show, I do want it to blend a little bit, so I'm using a neutral color. The first thing I'm going to do is, after I've decided what layout I'm going to do, I'm going to grab 2. You're going to place right sides together, and you are going to just pinch this. Now, if you'd like, you can use the Sew Tights magnets for keeping these pieces pinched, because your fingers do get tired from holding this together, I do have to say. So let's use our magnets to hold these together while we sew them. So we're going to just grab right on the edge the fabric. Okay, you're just going to catch a few pieces of the fabric and you're going to push your needle through. I hold onto my thread and then I do a second stitch kind of exactly in the same spot to lock that stitch in. You can make a knot if you want to. That's just fine. All right, so I've got my first stitch down. I'm just going to move over just a little bit, and this black needle does help. I can see where my stitches are. So you're going to just grab a few threads at the end. I am moving right to left. You can move right to left, left to right. You choose the direction you go, whatever you feel comfortable with doing. Your stitch is not going through the paper at all. So if you went through the paper, you've gone too far in for grabbing the edge of that fabric, and my thread might be a little too long because you don't want it to ball up like this. I don't know if there's really a rule on spacing here as far as your stitches go. You don't want the spacing to be too wide, and you don't want it super thin either, you know, like right on top of each other. When you get to the end, you take a couple stitches right in the same place to lock that stitch. And if you have a long stretch right in the middle, you can do a second stitch as well. I'm going to take my magnet off, and now I can open this up, and you are going to see my stitches. Well, you shouldn't see my stitches. They should be kind of hidden in the crease. And I can add now that next piece on, which I believe it goes here. So these two will now be pinched together. I'm going to use the magnet to hold it in place. I can snip my thread here, or I can travel to the next spot. So either way works. I'm just going to start again at that corner, grab just a little bit of the fabric on the end, and then I'm going to make sure that I do a couple stitches right in the same place before continuing on down this edge. With this done, the next step I'm going to do actually is to take the rest of these and start laying out my pattern. Where do I want my fabrics to lay, next to which fabrics, and how large am I actually going? So I've got a lot of hexagons to work with, so I'm just going to have some fun laying this out and then repeating sewing them together in a line. There are some additional videos you can watch for putting your rows together. It's not as hard as you think, so I'm excited for you to give it a try. I would say though that the AccuQuilt Die for this is a real winner, a time saver, and you know, while you do have a lot of handwork to do, it gives you back the time from cutting all of these pieces as well as your templates by hand. So that is fantastic.